we want to keep the technology hidden. So it's a book. The kids recognize it as a book, but there's a magic of having interaction with the book to engage and learning and make learning fun. So you don't even notice that you're learning.
Welcome to the Foxy Mama Podcast, where creativity meets parenthood. I'm your host, Lindsay Brace, and each week we'll explore the world of creative entrepreneurship and business through the lens of motherhood. Join us as we chat with inspiring mamas and parents sharing their stories, insights, and the art of balancing it all. Whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, or just navigating parenthood, this is your space to find inspiration, helpful tips, and support. Now let's get Foxy Mama. Hi, I'm Lindsay Brace, host of the Foxy Mama Podcast, and I am honored to be here with Cali of Cali Books. If you don't know what Cali Books are, you need to check them out. My little one absolutely loves these book series, and I really want Cali to tell you all about them. So Cali, tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Lindsay, first to invite me. It's a real honor. And so, yes, I founded Cali's Books in 2016 when my little one was only 6 months old. So she was obviously the inspiration behind the product. I did it really for her.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about the process of which, so you had this idea, Margot, right? Your little one, who is now 7, right? Yeah. So, at 6 months old, you noticed that she wasn't really engaging with the regular books, and you came up with this idea. Can you share a little bit of that process?
Yes,
how you came up with the idea?
So I think when you're a new mom, you have this, you don't really know how it works. I mean, I didn't, and have this image of me reading for hours to my babies, which was not exactly realistic when I think about it after 2 kids. And now I know that like a 6 months old baby, it's quite hard to make them engage with books for hours. But I was still very disappointed when she was not reading the French classic at 6 months. And I was like, what's happening? I need really to do something. And so with this book, the fact that there was a button on each page, she really engaged with that. So that the idea was really simple. The technology is super simple. Everything existed already, but it was just how to combine music and engagement and a book. And I really wanted to look like a book so that she can love books and reading. So
and I notice, go ahead.
So with this product, it's really what we had. So she started to love the books with music, but also all kinds of books, because she realized that it was fun to read.
Yeah. I noticed with my little one, when we were engaging with regular books, he'd try to rip the page or, not seem very interested. And we had gotten one of Cali's books, and he just loved it. And now the yoga one is his go-to, also because we're doing the yoga together and he just really loves it. But all the books, he knows that's the button, and he's not even 8 months old now. And he knows I press here, the book will sing to me and will sing what's on this page. And he has a go-to favorite page. So with the yoga one, the butterfly one is his absolutely favorite. So he will open the book up himself at not even 8 months old, open the book up and press that button. And I think that's something you've created this product that is helping not only add that love of reading and instill that love of reading in them, but the skills, that interaction, that if I press this will happen, that cause effect and that growth and development in that. And it's such a wonderful, wonderful product. Now, with all those things, so you were a new mom, she was 6 months old, you had this idea. What was the process in which you were okay, I have this idea, now what do I do? What did you do from there?
Yeah, and in addition, I had a full-time job, and very fast I was pregnant with the second one. And
Yeah.
Lindsay, really, if I have to do it again, I don't think I will be able to. I don't know how I did it. And when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God. And I was just not sleeping, and I was so dedicated to, and you have to learn everything. I never created books before. So I had to find an illustrator, a singer, go to the factory. I went to China and just to understand how the process, and I wanted to add like very high standard and how I wanted the book to be manufactured and everything, like creating a website. I mean, everything happened. And I think it's kind of luck. It's like there was not a recipe because I didn't have the recipe. I just had to figure it out. And I think when you're a mother, you're so resourceful that there's this energy. And I remember when I was pregnant and I was always tired, and I was telling my brother, how am I going to do it? And he said, you're going to meet the parent superpower. And I thought he was making fun of me, but really I do believe that you have like, you become just very resourceful.
Yeah. And prior to, you were in banking, right? And investing. You switched from like numbers basically to creating an entrepreneurship and art and juggling, not just, the clocking in that typical 9 to 5 on to being on all the time, on as a mom, because, you're never off as a mom. You're constantly on, and creating such a wonderful, I can't say it enough, like how wonderful these books are. And you're also bringing in multilingual books. Like you are offering that, your children speak, English, English, French, and Spanish. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, how has that, impacted, how has that influenced you to create that in your book series as well?
So, I think books is the best media to transmit something you love to children. And after I love movies, I love other things too. But for little one, it's a really great way to say, oh, I love that. Let's share it together. It's at your level. It's a book. I can expose you to that. And I'm not surprised that your little one loves yoga. And I won't be surprised that you love yoga yourself. And that's how you transmit. And that was the reason why I love languages. I'm very curious of learning different languages. And I really also wanted to transmit mine. And also I was a bit self-conscious of hopefully I will be able to raise them using proper English. I didn't want them to not speak good English too. So having these books were, for me, a good tool to make them like, you see, that's your culture, or that's not your culture, because we're not from Spain, or we don't, but it's very fun. You're going to enjoy. That's something that I love, to say the same thing in different languages. It's really fun. And yeah, that's how I cared about having different languages, also different culture. Like, for example, the love book, it was one of the first one I did, because in America, Valentine's Day is a big thing, but it's done in a very cute way, where the kids are included. Like where I was raised in Europe, it's more like, it's very romantic. So it's more like adult thing. And I love the way that Valentine's Day was also love and for children. And I had no idea on how to communicate that with her. And the love book arrived. So it was just for me. Each book was, oh, that's great. I want to tell her that. I want her to realize, and let's repeat and let's sing about it.
Yeah. And mentioning that, it makes me think of that collab that you did recently with, and I'm blanking on her name, but
Motherhood.
She became famous. Yes, Motherhood. She became famous, well known with I Love My Body, so that song, that became a used audio for reels. But it's so powerful and wonderful and so great to teach little ones, to love who they are and to look at them in the mirror and say that. And in the world we live in today, so much is, that appearance based, right? They're see us how, we say what we look like in the mirror, or, and they're like sponges, right? Children are like sponges. So to take that and do that collab. So you're also working with other mothers, right? And other artists and other creatives, but to take that song and make it this book now. So now they're learning how to love themselves. They're learning how to appreciate their body and what is there, and love you from your head to your toes. And they're singing it and they know the words, but in their subconscious, it's really going deep, and creating that self-esteem. And it's just so wonderful. What have you noticed a lot of reviews that share in those experiences from other moms, or what has been kind of the most profound review that you've heard from your books?
We're very lucky because every day we receive like very cute reviews. So you have reviews about like people who have some disability, and the books really allows them to connect and to repeat and to learn. We have disability from the child, but also from the grandparents who have like cannot hear, and they say, "Oh, thank you, because thanks to your books, I couldn't sing, but now I can transmit the songs that I love." There's like we're and I don't talk about the beautiful pictures that we receive. I mean, I think when I recruit someone for the team, I said, you're going to receive in your mailbox almost every day a very cute baby reading the book. And that's for our team meeting. We start with just like these adorable videos, and we are very lucky to have that. So I think books have this magic of creating links and bridging some generational gap, and having these books which are really like mother wanted to transmit something or grandparents wanted to transmit something, makes it very magical, because it's not, we're just the tool, but at the end of the day is the bonding between generations, just trying to care for each other and say, "Oh, I really loved when I was singing this song, and now I sing it to you," and that creates something very magic.
Yeah. You're creating memories. You're creating these lasting moments. And it's funny that you're like talking about how, every day you get these videos or pictures. And I'm like, yep, I did that. I sent you guys some videos and some pictures of when we got our books, and just the magic that you have created, and this bond with me and my little one as we sing these songs, as he presses the button and I say like, "Awesome, you did it. You pressed the button." And as, with the yoga, the interaction, or with like, the Halloween ones, as we were, preparing for Halloween and getting ready, and just having that, those memories. And as you said, it's not just the parents, it's the grandparents. It could be the aunts, the uncles, the neighbor, the babysitter. Anyone can engage with these products. And it's such a wonderful tool in creating not just childhood development, but creating memories and creating those long-lasting memories. Those like, "Oh, I remember when I was a kid, I had this book, and when I pressed it, it sang." And like, I could see in the future my son saying something like that. When I was a kid, I loved this piano that my uncle had gotten me for Christmas when I was my first Christmas. So I was like 6 months old. And I love it. And to this day, I have this piano and I cannot wait. Like I'm going to repair it and it will now be my son's, but to share in that memory. And that's what these books are doing. And it's so wonderful. And they're available. You have, a website. They're available on Amazon. And the books made the Amazon Christmas wish list, right?
Yeah.
For the Spanish one?
Yes, exactly. Last year we were for patty cake, and this year it's Spanish. So that's really cool. And we're in Barnes and Noble and Nordstrom.
Yeah, and Nordstrom,
little very cute boutique, like the little baby boutique where you want to buy everything. We're in this kind of.
And they, it's something that makes a great gift, whether it's a Christmas gift, Hanukkah gift, holiday gift, or just a everyday gift. Here, I thought of you. I think, especially having the multilingual books and options, it's a great way to share another culture, to share something that they may not be used to, something that they don't hear every day. And to add that, engagement and that learning ability, because here in the United States, we are a pool of all different cultures, right?
Yeah.
And
that's magic.
You moved from Paris, right? From that area to Los Angeles, to California. And that had to be, that there's a culture, right? You're going from one culture to another culture. And here your books are sharing other cultures. It's just amazing and so profound. What do you see in the future for Cali Books?
So my dream was really to grow with my children. And now, as you said, Margot is 7, Julien is 6, and we are creating a new product, which is a connected book. So same idea. We want to keep the technology hidden. So it's a book. The kids recognize it as a book, but there's a magic of having interaction with the book. So you press a button and there's a story. And there's games to make sure that you understood the story. So you have questions like, how many bears did you see in this page? Or like counting games and also word games. So to develop using technology to engage and learning and make learning fun. So you don't even notice that you're learning because they're learning a lot. By hearing these songs, they're learning a lot. But you make it fun, you make it engaging. And at the same time, when we developed this product, which I really love, what happened is my daughter started kindergarten and she's in a public school, a very good public school. They have a bilingual program and I'm super happy with the school. But what I was less happy about is they gave her a Chromebook. And I spent 6 years trying to minimize screen time. And of course I use screen time, but to minimize it. That now, at 5 years old, she's in the classroom using the Chromebook with one teacher, 24 students. So impossible for the teacher to know what she's doing. And I noticed when we had homework and doing her homework, the applications themselves are great. You have really good, engaging application. But the problem was really about how she will go out of the application and go on YouTube very fast. Mm-hmm. So I needed to be constantly next to her to be sure that she was just not exposing herself to a content that I didn't want her to be exposed. And I realized by talking with other parents that was happening in the classroom. So she will go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's a real problem. And because for the new product, we had really to build almost a computer in the book. We applied to a grant from the National Science Foundation. And I told them, that's what we have. And I think that will be a way better tool in the classroom. The devices that are used in the classroom are not designed for children. They're designed for adults, and they've been adapted kind of for children. But it's not safe. And nobody knows how to make them safe, because, and as smart as the YouTube people are, they don't know how to be sure that the content that is delivered is appropriate. So they believed in us, which is great. And we're working on this product, and our goals in the few years will be to be in the classroom. So it's really like to continue pushing books, because I really do believe that it's such a magical way to learn, also very affordable, way more than tablets and phones, and to make it fun, to not make it like, oh, the old book that nobody wants to use, I prefer to use my phone. It's no, you're going to have lots of fun spending time in your books and using that in the classroom instead of tablets and Chromebook. I would be very happy if that works.
Cali's books are sound books made for kids to discover and learn, filled with illustrations, delightful music, and lyrics that help enhance babies, toddlers, and children's language, comprehension, and motor skills. Visit calisbooks.com/TheLindsayBoo for a special deal.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea. And I just think of years ago, my niece, I was taking photos at Christmas time and with a digital camera. And at the time she was 3, she is now 13. So, but she grabbed my camera and tried to swipe like how you would a phone. And she goes, "It's broken." And I was like, "Oh no," like, and I, had to show her the arrow so she could look at the photos, and she immediately picked it up. And then she looked and she's like, "Oh, could I watch a video?" And so it's exactly what you were saying, like how she went to YouTube, and the Chromebook is not made for that, just like a camera isn't made for a 3-year-old to try to swipe and look through things. And it's so important what we are putting in front of our children and providing our children. And that I love a tangible book. There's just something so wonderful about having, to turn the page, to see what's next. And then you're adding that element of learning, of music. And now with, what you were creating with this new product, that overall, profound learning and, engagement of how many bears you said, or things like that. And it's just so wonderful. And I can't wait for that to come out. I'm like, wow, that's so genius and so wonderful. When you were creating the first book, what kind of roadblocks, did you ever have a moment where you thought oh, I shouldn't be doing this, I want to give up? Or, what kind of inspiration can you offer those who are, have an idea, they've noticed something that might help other moms or parents or grandparents, anyone out there, what inspiration, what advice can you give them? So basically what I'm asking is, did you have a moment where you're like, I just want to give up? And what kept you going? And what advice do you have for others out there who are wanting to create their own business, being, way of life, all things?
Yeah, so moments where I wanted to give up every day, not every day, but often, where I'm like, why am I doing that? And the advice, so first I have the chance to have a very supportive partner. So he was kind of making fun of me each time I was saying, I'm going to give up. I'm resigning to my own venture. So that's very helpful. But you can find the support in very different ways. Also, I have parents who didn't understand at all what I was doing, but they were like, if you care about it, of course, you know, that means it's good. I had friends, and that said, it's also a bit tricky because it can go both ways. Sometimes you're like so excited by your project and you tell to your friend, your dear friend, you remember hearing her project and trying to be supportive, and she's not. That happens too, and that's not a big deal. So the support, I guess, the most important one is inside, and there's like this kind of gut feeling. Even if you want to stop because it's so overwhelming to start something new, you listen to your intuition, and this little voice will guide you.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if externally you have support from family, friends, whoever, and sometimes just looking at the baby, whereas you're like, okay, it's not that important. It's like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So,
what would you say is your favorite book that you have created?
Oh, that's a very difficult one.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult one. I have to say, the I Love My Body book is the last one. I also met Mother Moon, the creator, and it was very special because it was, for the other books, I was doing that all by myself, and being able to collaborate was a bit intimidating at the beginning, because you're like, what am I? And it's, you know, it's when two people join their efforts and it's blooming like that.
Yeah.
It's a very cool experience. So, and also it's what's happening now. So that's what I'm focusing a lot on. I really like it.
It's a very powerful book.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You have so many elements there that for it to come together. You had, you know, Mother Moon, the creator, right, of the words and the essence of things, and then your essence with the tangibility, right, coming together. So both of your loves coming together to create something. So it's almost like a baby, right? Because you need these elements to create a human being. So in a way, all these books are your babies, right? And like the meaning behind each one. And I think that's what makes these books also so powerful, is they're not just books, right? They're not just, oh, you turn the page and there's words on them, or you press a button and there's lyrics. You're creating those memories. You're creating abilities. You're creating learned, you know, behaviors. You're creating development, and helping, in essence, create a human. You're creating what the future holds, you know, and with what is on the plate for Cali's books come, you know, a few years down the line, when these books are in schools and being used as learning tools, that is going to be so impactful and so beneficial for the future of our children. And thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for the memories that you're helping. Like, you have helped me create my own memories with my little one. And I can't tell you, like, I love that fly, little butterfly part of the yoga, and just like lifting him up and just seeing his smile. Yeah. And like, just, he lights up and absolutely loves it. And I just share in that joy and share in that. And you are providing that for so many, you know, not just mothers and their little ones, but like I said, you know, for the grandparents, for the aunts, the uncles, the people down, you know, the neighbors, anyone. And it's just so beautiful. And so thank you so much for doing this. And, so again, they're online at your website, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Nordstrom. Do you have, any, other additional things for the holidays, any promos or things that are, you know, coming out?
I think there will be Black Friday deals on the website. I'm quite sure about that. But yes, we have the all-time favorite Jingle Bells, and it's never too early to get. Just after Halloween, I feel that I want to sing Jingle Bells, and the Nutcracker. We have the Jewish songs with Hanukkah song too. It's we like the holidays. We like everything that transmit joy culture. So it's as it. And to get back to what you say, first of all, thank you very much for saying it. But the way I feel is you are creating these memories. I'm just a tool. I think I'm a cool tool. And it's really like, it's really cool, but you are the ones who want to transmit yoga. You are the ones who are carrying your baby. And that's what moms are doing. And that's what we love to do. But I'm happy to be part of it. And I'm the one who thank you to invite me in this precious moment. And I know how precious they are. So I feel very honored to be part of that. Like, very honored. And the pictures that you sent, the video that you sent, and I do remember them, it's like, I will never say it enough. Sometimes we don't repost them because I don't know if people are comfortable to post it on social media. That depends on how, but we all look at them and they bring something way more valuable. It's energy to the team to deal with lots of other things that we need to deal, which are less fun than just enjoying that. So it's like you give fuel, you put fuel in the machine when you send this video, like very much.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. And again, everything that you're doing and Cali's books and what they're bringing to our lives and the lives of everyone that they have touched. For our listeners and viewers, where can we find you? What's your website, your social handles?
So Cali's books, CALISBOOKS.com. And that's the same for our handles. We're doing TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. I think that's, Facebook, of course. Yeah, we try to be everywhere.
Well, I absolutely love, also too, your Instagram channel. You share wonderful, videos, not only of your products, but just kind of advice on, how to use the books and how to, just overall mom life, right? Which is absolutely wonderful. So thank you again so much for your time and for being here. And it's just so wonderful to sit down and be in your presence. And I feel like so inspired by you and all that you have done and achieved. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsay.
The Foxy Mama Podcast is here to entertain and share general insights. Our content is not a substitute for personalized advice from professionals like financial advisors, physicians, or therapists. So enjoy the Foxy vibes, but consult the superheroes for personalized advice.